Before I go into detail about what happened, I do have to say I have the notes off on my iPad to the side of everything that I could remember and when to place my screenshots of the proof that I do have left. Hi, I'm Jazlyn. Or Jazz, whatever I've listed on my TikTok. This is my story on how I was by a semi-popular Minecraft YouTuber. I say semi-popular because he maybe had I think he had maybe 2 million subscribers when he was on YouTube. He had left YouTube because he was canceled for being So, yeah. A lot of people claimed that they think that it was in the Dream SMP, or they claimed all these other YouTubers, and I'm telling you that though he was not in the Dream SMP, he did have ties to Dream. The name of my is Sponker, or how I know him, Spencer Selman. Like I said, he wasn't in the Dream SMP, but he did train Dream in PvP. That's no knowledge. If you look up Sponker, you can see. Spencer also got canceled for saying the N-word. That was kind of everywhere for a while. I don't know. I had never dabbled into it. A couple of months ago, he came out with a video called How Allegations Ruined My Life. It was well put together. I even sent him a message on Instagram telling him I thought it was put together nicely. He responded, "Thank you." That was that. Now to get into the full story of how I remember it. I've blacked out a lot of it, I will say, because I didn't really want to think about it. This happened back in 2023. Whatever Spencer and I had only lasted a couple of weeks. It wasn't even a full month. We were never dating, ever. He never once asked me to be his girlfriend. He had claimed that I was his girlfriend, but he never fully asked me about it. Spencer and I first originally started talking in 2021 on TikTok. I had followed him because I really enjoyed his content, and he asked how I was verified. I explained to him that I was crowned on Musical.ly, and it wasn't anything crazy. I think it was a couple months later when he asked about a fire that had happened near Bountiful, Utah, and Parley's Canyon. He was scared he was going to die, even though he lived further up north. I started dating somebody in October of 2021, and Spencer had sent me another text around then saying that he was happy for me getting into a relationship. I was on and off with this guy until February of 2023. We had been on rocky waters for a couple of months. He had school, and I just wasn't feeling it as much anymore. I don't really know. Spencer and I started talking more. We rekindled some sort of friendship in the end, after I'd broke up with him, and decided to hang out. I wanted a distraction from my ex, as that relationship was kind of a lot for me to handle, and thought maybe it could be fun. Maybe this could be a good chance to have a good friendship with Spencer. I asked my older sibling to take me up there and asked my mom for permission. Screenshots added. I asked her on March 6th. I believe I asked her early in the morning because I was playing video games. I believe I saw him later that day or the next day. I don't remember exactly. We had hung out near Farmington, Utah in Station Park, an outdoor public mall. We just hung out, walked around. He bought me flowers at a Harmon's, and we just enjoyed our time together. My mom ended up picking me up later that night and took me back home, and that was the end of that. March 10th of 2023 was the official day that Spencer... Leading up to it, he begged and begged and begged for a sleepover because his dad and sister weren't home, and he just really wanted me to sleep over. I don't know. I was really unsure about it. As I had to work the next day, I just wasn't really comfortable as I barely knew him. I eventually caved and later realized that was my mistake. Trigger warning, may I just add. The moment I walked through that door, he immediately kissed me. Wasn't terrible, just wasn't expecting it. Everything's fine, didn't say a word to me. just said hi, and then we walked into his house and we sat down on his couch in like a family room that they had in their house. We cuddled and he continued to kiss me. Was not the greatest kisser me. It wasn't even like small kisses, it was more aggressive kisses, making out kisses. I didn't say much, I just attempted to kiss him and everything was fine. He did love bomb me. I don't remember when. I don't remember if it was this day that I saw him or if it was the other day, but I think it was this day, that he was like, I know it's early, but I already love you. Not dating. I didn't want to say it back. I did. That was my fault. At some point, we stopped kissing, and he desperately wanted me to give him head. I told him no. I repeatedly, continuously told him no. And it got to the point where he pushed my head down onto him. I tried to pull away, but he kept my head there. The moment he let me go, he twisted me around and laid me against him and attempted to slip his hands down my pants. I was wearing overalls, and I think I had a long sleeve sweater on. Thankfully, I was strong enough to keep his hands from going down, but he tried, and he wouldn't listen to me when I told him no. I don't remember much leading up to the night. I blacked most of this out, like I said. When we got to his room, he was getting phone calls from his dad saying I needed to leave. I wasn't allowed over. Spencer didn't care and just hung up, put his phone on Do Not Disturb, and laid in bed. I was wearing pajama pants and one of his t-shirts. We were good until he told me to take my shirt off. I told him no. I wasn't comfortable with that. He kept telling me to take it off and that skin to skin was good for couples. Don't know what that means, but that's what he said. It got to the point where he just took it off of me, and I just felt vulnerable. I just felt disgusting, and I was just sad. It was the worst night's sleep that I've ever gone in my life. We woke up the next day, and he was already up and getting ready to go to the gym. Huge gym goer. Absolutely love the gym. It was fine. I got dressed. He made me some breakfast, and this was around the time I was struggling with my eating disorder, so I didn't eat that much. I got down to where the little family room was. I was charging my phone, and this was when he walked upstairs and completely ignored me for the rest of the morning. I got fed up, and I was just sitting there crying because I was alone in a house I didn't recognize, and he was just up the stairs. Didn't say a word to me. I sent him a text. We got into like a mini argument. I don't have the text for this. I deleted all those texts. I only have the text of what I have very recently. He ended up walking downstairs after a few minutes, gave me a hug, and said something along the lines of I was too much for him and that a guy needs his space sometime after all that. Then walked away, back up the stairs to the living room on his phone, ignoring me. He was on the phone. I don't know with who. I just know he was on the phone call with somebody. I started crying more. I just wanted to go home. It was either I had to go to the gym with him or leave. And literally everybody in my life was asleep. I spammed my mom, and after some time, she came and picked me up. I went home and to work. I don't want to be the type person, but I'm probably going to have to do a part 2 because I still have half of my notes to go through to complete this story. I don't remember when. I don't know the day. I know his sister and his father was there. It was between March 12th through the 17th. March 18th, I got my birthday pictures taken. And he was mad because I was wearing like a corset thing and was upset that others would see me. That's besides the point. Just thought I should include it, I guess, in my notes. March 19th, it was my birthday. It was my big birthday party that I was planning. I invited a few of my friends, my family, and we hung out at my place. I asked him when we first hung out on that first day at Station Park if he wanted to come over, and he said, I don't like birthday parties. I'm not really that type of person. I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, I just wanted to know. I never asked him again until I mentioned to him, I'm going to be off my phone today. It's my birthday. I'm going to be with my friends and family. And that's when he asked me for my address I'll see what I can do. I sent him my address. I don't remember if I said anything else. Like I said, I don't have the text. He ended up showing up that night. He was very touchy and made sure I was by him 90% of the night. I was uncomfortable, and I tried to get away from him, but he would kind of get upset if I was away. He was upset that I was spending too much time with my family and not him. Later on that night, we decided to throw a football outside because I love football. And so we did that. We were just throwing football, and every time I would try and catch the ball, he'd get in the way and, like, give me a hug and just get in the way of the ball. He did it even when I wanted to throw the ball. The next day, I had the friends who had came over tell me that they kept getting upset with him because he wouldn't move. He was always in the way. He was too touchy with me. They were just feeling very protective. He ended up leaving, gave me a hug. I don't remember if he kissed me. Could not tell you. And that was that. After my birthday, we got into a really random argument. It was like the day after. I don't remember what it was about. I have some of the texts. I apparently wasn't being me the first time we hung out, and that really hurt him for some reason, and that broke his heart. We got into, like, a big conversation after that argument, and I wrote down in my notes all of the red flags that was coming off of him and things that he said over the phone to me. I believe March 21st was the day that we ended things completely, and this is still in 2023. I couldn't do it anymore. The arguments that happened just drove me up the wall. He kept trying to manipulate me into staying, got really controlling at some parts. After the phone call ended, I spammed him with texts asking him what he wanted me to do with a stuffed animal that I had of his, and the shirt that I still had. I didn't get a single message from him until April 14th on TikTok. The screenshot does not show anything that it's actually him because he had deactivated his original account after being canceled. But it reads, "Hey, I wanted to wait a while before messaging you because I wanted us both to move on, even after what happened. I prefer we're not on bad terms. You don't need to respond. Just want to know we're not enemies." I sent no response. I hadn't heard from him for months. A video came up on my YouTube Explorer showing me that he had been canceled for grooming a minor. I didn't think much of it. Tweeted some things on Twitter because I genuinely wasn't surprised by it after what I went through. I had some people beg me for proof, and I didn't have all the proof that I don't have video evidence of him doing what he did. All I have are these very little screenshots that I have. I heard from him in January of 2024. He tagged me in a TikTok. I panicked and sent him a message on Instagram. I don't have these ones. I also deleted them. I was saying how I didn't appreciate it, how it scared me. We got into a mini argument after it. It slowly turned into a really nice conversation about me still having this stuffed animal, and it was decent. He seemed like he changed. I didn't think much of it. So we started texting each other again on our phone numbers, and I didn't think much of it. It was fine. Until February 8th, he called me, and I just fell asleep. I didn't really have much to say. I didn't have the energy to listen to whatever he was saying to me, because I know he was saying some insane shit. I stopped texting him because I get busy. This was around the time that I was working mornings. I was 6:30 to 3. I was hanging out with one of my bestest friends after work, and he got upset by it. He got very mad that I wasn't giving him time. I also was really upset because the 49ers had lost the Super Bowl, and I was just heartbroken, as any normal football player, football fan would be. This right after then was when he got mad because I never made time for him, and when I tried to explain that I was work, it caused the biggest argument I've ever had with anybody. I stood my ground. I will completely add in screenshots of the entire encounter so that you all can read them, because they're crazy. That was the last time I heard from him until the time that I responded to the video that he had posted on his YouTube channel. Here's everything that I said. and then here's the conversation. It was very mini conversation, said no hard feelings. I don't remember if I said anything. I don't have the screenshot pulled up on my phone. On my iPad. That is how I remember everything and how I have it written down from start to finish of the entire timeline of how Spencer Selman me. Thank you. It is a new day. I just woke up about an hour ago and I've been editing ever since my part 2, which is what this video is going to go into. I just want to come on here and, before I end this video, to say thank you to everybody who has supported me even without knowing his name. Like I said, this happened in 2023. I'm as healed as a person can be after something like this. I do have my moments where I'll just sit in my room and just cry about it, because it is just something that I may never be able to get over. I've gotten so many beautiful comments from amazing, beautiful people who have told me to take my time, and I have taken 2 years, because it is March 26th, so this happened almost exactly 2 years ago. Thank you, everybody, for the support that I have gotten, and I hope now that I have said his name, people are very cautious and stop supporting him. He came back to YouTube 7 months ago, and he's been posting on TikTok ever since. I actually got a video on my For You page of his new TikTok account that I ended up blocking.